Erling Haaland won't score the amount of goals he is scoring in the EPL, which is obviously the Premier League, if he plays for a club in the Liga.
Oh, and real football fans know this apparently. Well, I do see where he's coming from because Haaland favours space in behind. That's arguably his best attribute, is running off the last man.
Yeah.
And in La Liga, teams like to sit deep. They notoriously sit deeper than in the Premier League, so he wouldn't get that space to run in behind as often. But then again, he's the best striker in the world within a 6-yard box, and if the teams are sitting deep, he's going to be sat in that box, and if they feed them the ball enough, he's just going to put his chances away. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, this. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree with what you said, to be fair. And I also think, because the guy's not really mentioned a club, he's not said a La Liga club, I think it depends what club he's playing for. If he's playing for a lower side team, then obviously he's not going to be as good because he won't offer the service that he would get.
He doesn't create chances for himself, does he?
Exactly, that's the thing. He needs chances created for him, which lower sides aren't going to do, whether that's the Prem or the Liga. Like, it's just
any league in world football.
That's a thing. And that's for most strikers as well. That's not just a Haaland case, that's for a lot of strikers, right? So I think this isn't an awful opinion, to be fair.
No.
So I think I do see his case.
It's not a bad one, mate. It's not a bad one at all.
I do think it's a valid case, but I sort of, like you said, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I do agree with some parts, but it's sort of, you've got to give a bit more context to the opinion, I think.
Yeah, I do agree. Casemiro being such a horrible flop makes me wonder how bad Kroos and Modric would have been if they were in the Premier League.
Well, I think this is an awful opinion because Modric did literally play in the Premier League.
And he was good.
Yeah.
And he was quality. Well, I know he was younger and Casemiro was older, but still, he's proven he can do it in the Premier League.
It literally got him his move to Real Madrid, which is where he's become a Ballon d'Or winner. So how can you say a Ballon d'Or winner is all of a sudden awful in the Premier League? That makes no sense to me. And the fact that this is being tweeted makes me think that Kroos is very underrated, because Kroos is an exceptional footballer.
I think he's probably generally the most underrated player of all time.
Honestly, I
think he's on the same level as Modric in many regards. I know you may not think that, but
I wouldn't
his passing accuracy is insane. I think no player in football history has played more forward passes into the final third in Champions League history than Toni Kroos. Pass accuracy of above 90% every season, consistently. When has he had a bad season for Bayern Munich and Real Madrid?
Put it this way,
Germany.
Toni Kroos is the only player to have 90% pass accuracy for 10 seasons straight.
Exactly. You're basically just saying what I'm saying, but official. That's official.
Exactly. It's official stat. It's facts. You can't argue with it, right? And you're telling me that Kroos would be
and the most forward passes in Champions League history.
Exactly.
World Cup with Germany. What? He's won like 7 Champions Leagues or something stupid. Bundesligas, La Ligas, consistent. And look, this season with Real Madrid, they're still good. They've got quality players, but you can see the void that Kroos has left. Real Madrid would just have so much control of the games.
And they're missing him.
Yeah.
Like I just show, it's not like he's retiring because he's getting on.
He retired. He retired not quite at the top of his game, but he retired at
still
a top
very
level
good level.
Yeah.
And I think if Kroos is in the Prem now, I still think he'd hit very, very good heights.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't understand this tweet, because also I do think that Kroos and Modric would be class better than Casemiro anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think
they're high caliber players.
Yeah, I'm not saying Casemiro is obviously non-existent. Obviously he's a very, very, very good midfielder at Real Madrid, but I think we'd all agree that Kroos and Modric were that level above.
Yeah.
So to tell me that just because Casemiro hasn't been good for the last 2 seasons because he's getting older, that all of a sudden means Modric would be bad in the Prem, even though when he played in the Prem was good. And Kroos.
Stupid.
That to me makes no sense.
Mate, you don't know what you're on about in this opinion.
Silly opinion here. That is what we're going for.
Saka snatched Bale's chain in the nastiest way apparently. He went the left back to right wing route and did it better than Bale.
I mean, I can't believe Gareth Bale has achieved so much in his career to be compared to Bukayo Saka. And I've seen this has been going off on Twitter. For some reason, this is now a debate. I don't know why, but it is, right? But let's not even mention Bale's time around Madrid, okay? Let's just go back to Bale's early career, okay? Where he played left back and absolutely destroyed Maicon in the Champions League. Scored a hat-trick.
Left back.
Yeah.
Clearly he wasn't meant to be a left back, but still.
I know. Insane, right? Insane numbers, right? It's got a hat-trick against Inter Milan in that match, yeah? And in that single match alone, Bale has nearly matched Saka's entire Champions League goal tally. In that match alone. 3 goals in that match. Saka's entire Champions League goal tally is 4, right? So that is all that needs to be said, okay?
That's brilliant.
So Bale's also won the Golden Boot.
Yep.
Saka hasn't. Scored 21 goals that season for a 5th place team, right? Whilst also winning both the Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year in the same year in, like I said, a Tottenham that finished 5th. Saka, once again, has not done that, yet apparently he's being compared to him. And you just got to look at Bale's goals, right? Consistent match-winning goals from outside the box. He'd, absolutely drive it top bins, right? Absolute lethal goals. He always turned up in all the big matches as well for that season as well for Tottenham. Ben Foster as well also said that Bale was one of his toughest opponents, actually, because he said that he'd shoot from distance, right? And the power would just be unstoppable, right? You literally couldn't stop it, right? The power would be that, heavy that you couldn't do anything about it. Like, if Bale all of a sudden had just shot one top bin, you physically can't stop it. Exactly, that's the thing. And like I said, all of this was done at just 23 years old and became the most feared opponent in the Premier League at the time. don't quite remember Saka doing that.
understand.
And like I said, I've not even discussed the iconic goals, the historic moments that
time at
was
Real
created, whilst also winning 5 Champions Leagues at Real Madrid. I've not even included that, and I've already trumped Saka. So this opinion is quite literally the worst opinion I've ever seen in football in my entire life. This is the utmost disrespect to an icon of the game, Gareth Bale.
Well, this guy, you can clearly see why he thinks this, because he wears an Arsenal shirt.
Oh, there you go.
You would never see a Tottenham fan saying that, because like you said, I'm not going to go too much into it because you've literally covered everything, but Saka is not better than Bale in any aspect.
Why is this a debate?
Name one attribute where Saka's better than Bale.
My own. Nothing. Yeah, nothing.
But
that makes sense.
He snatched his chain in the nastiest way.
Of course he did.
Nastiest way.
Yeah. No, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Like Bale was like the manager of Tottenham and Saka scored a hat-trick and then went up and shushed him or something like that. It's criminal.
It's actually insane. I know, it's mental. Like, this debate, why has this been debated on Twitter? I've seen people have, this tweet alone, I think it almost had 8,000 likes. What am I looking at? Are people looking at, do people watch football? Do people actually watch football? Are they watching the same thing as me?
It must not be Bale when Tottenham, Bale's at Tottenham.
If you're liking this tweet and you agree with this tweet, right? If you agree with this opinion...
It's got to be race bait.
That's the thing. Clearly, you have not watched Bale, or you have watched Bale, but your eyes closed. Honestly.
You're a wind-up merchant.
Or that.